Now, let's go to the other considerations that are not just financial about the difference between renting and buying. First, we are emotional animals. Sometimes we do things that makes absolutely no logical sense. For a reason we don't know. Sometimes you go buy a very expensive coffee, knowing that it makes no sense. Or maybe, rather than investing your 10 million yen down payment on the stock market and getting good money out of it, you go buy a fancy thing. It's completely crazy. But hey, we're emotional animals. So that's the first point. The second point is the cost of capital can change over time. By that I mean, what we've seen in the past year and a half, interest rate can go up very much, 500 basis points in a year and a half. That's absolutely insane. And the rent as well can go up. So that's completely changed the equation. Also, your mortgage can become longer or shorter. A lot of things can change with the financial institution that you've been borrowing money against. There is another thing that we need to think about. When you have a mortgage, you have what's called a schedule of amortization. Basically, as you can see on screen, at the beginning, you mainly pay interest, and as time goes by, you start repaying the capital. Basically, as you repay the capital, more and more of the house belongs to you. In a way, you are a bit saving money. Another one is the fact that a house or an apartment is a tangible asset. When you're done repaying the loan, it's yours. It's completely yours to retire or do whatever you want with it. And as we've seen in the US and in Japan, where I'm located, and other places, over time, real estate appreciate. So you might end up after 30 or 35 years with an asset that has tremendously increased in value. You can still live there or sell it out and go live somewhere else. And of course, when you have a mortgage, there are usually tax benefits associated to it. Usually, you can deduct the interest payment from your taxable income by then reducing your taxable income and saving in taxes. Or at least, I know it works in the US, I know it works in France, it works in Japan where I am. It might not be exactly the case for you, but you should talk to a specialist, a tax accountant, because it's worth checking if you can reduce your taxable income. There are more things to take into consideration when you are thinking about buying versus renting. First, you have a predictable payment schedule because you know exactly every month how much you're going to pay and repay for your mortgage. As we've seen, rents can change all of a sudden and your landlord can jack up the price by 20, 30, 50%. You never know. You have more control over the home. You can change, you can repay and do things that you can't do when you're renting. There's also an added sense of security. You can't get evicted as long as you pay your taxes and you have a place to retire in your old days. That's not negligible. Then there's inflation advantage. This one is quite counterintuitive, but hold on with me. When you're repaying $2,000 or $3,000 a month, then over time, there's inflation going at 4 or 5% or 2%, whatever it is. Over time, the value of money diminishes. Basically, for you, you are paying relatively less money over time. For example, if you had 30 years ago a mortgage that was $1,000 and you'd be paying it still $1,000 today. $1,000 mortgage today is a pretty good mortgage. You see what I mean? And finally, there's appreciation. I mentioned it before, but a house, a 50 million yen house today actually wasn't that much money 30 years ago, as you can see on screen. This is, again, a very good asset that appreciates over time, and once you've done repaying your mortgage, there's a lot of things you can do with all that money. Either you keep it or selling or invest it. And of course, there's a sense of accomplishment of being able to buy a house, repay it, and give it to your loved ones afterwards. This is so important and goes way beyond every financial consideration. At least, that's the case for me. Now, we should talk about renting, because renting has also its advantages besides paying a monthly rent. Flexibility. You can move to another place tomorrow if you're remote working or you want to go live on the countryside. You don't pay tax, you don't pay maintenance or down payments. This is really good. You can invest all that money. And some buildings in big cities have a lot of amenities. You have a pool, you have a valet, you have a place to do barbecue and entertain. This could be interesting, at least at the beginning of your professional life. In the renting versus owning debate, now you have all the information you need to be able to run the numbers and make a decision on your own. That's actually what I did a few months back when I bought my own house in Tokyo. I made a video about it and you can check it out here if it's not done yet. If you like this video or learned something, please give it a like. Do not hesitate to subscribe for more videos to come and leave a comment down below if you like this video. I'm sure you did because you're still here. Thank you very much and until next time, goodbye.